CBD?
Yeah.
Right at the
So,
beginning.
I know, right? So I would say, I usually tell people I fell into the world of CBD sideways. So I came out of business and HR, was a director of HR for a manufacturing firm for several years. And a dear friend of mine, she began a CBD business. So that was my introduction into the world of CBD. And I would say I am just your average person in this world. That's how I entered in, like everyone else. Super skeptical,
Yeah.
Eyebrow up, no way, gotta be a gimmick. I mean, so I was, now I say like I'm our every customer, right?
Right.
So that's kind of how I got into CBD. Opened up a store in Illinois in Deer Park. So we're in Deer Park Town Center. So we've been here about 1.5 years. And over time, what ended up happening is we just, we love our community here.
Right.
And we, like you guys, we love our customers.
Yes.
And so we ended up building a brand really focused around our customers. So none of the brands that were out there had exactly, I'm face to face with our customers every single day. So, different than in an office or on a farm even.
Right.
We were interfacing with the needs and wants and desires of our, where I live, my community. And so we decided we build a brand. So it's kind of female owned. Our whole team is all female. We love that.
And yeah, let me ask you a question. So if you are going to explain to a customer who are curious about CBD, like, tell me what is CBD. So how do you gonna explain about, I know it's such a wide, long information, but if you can condense it into, something simple for a consumer to understand.
Yeah. I usually tell people initially, well, so first of all, there's, CBD comes from hemp. There's nothing new about hemp. It's been around for thousands of years and been used and been beneficial. So really the new piece is that, not very long ago in the science world, researchers found that in our bodies, we have this system called the endocannabinoid system. So it's a big word, a little tricky to say until you start saying it 100 times. But, for short, it's called the ECS, the endocannabinoid system. So the system in our body has a function, it's a little bit like a communication hub. So the purpose of the system is to regulate wellness with, many other systems in our body. So when that one system is working right, it communicates, it's a communicating system, right? So it communicates right to all these other systems in our body. And that's kind of the new science. So we have this endocannabinoid system in our bodies, and they found that in the hemp plant, they have phytocannabinoids. So this compounds in the hemp plant works uniquely with our endocannabinoid system, kind of mimics it. So when hemp is introduced into our body, kind of nudges this endocannabinoid system back to working the right way. So if I just, 2-minute version of what's the whole thing? Why does it work? That's the new thing that they have found. So, and it takes probably 5 times for someone to actually hear that and get it.
Right.
Because most people come in and, people usually customers are looking 2 different ways. So they're coming with a problem. I have this one thing I'm trying to solve. I have pain. I can't sleep. I have anxiety. I have whatever it is. So that's the one thing that they're trying to solve. But the other side is sometimes people come in and just say, they just hear about it. I just want to try it. Right. So they don't really know why they're using it. They just want to use it because it's kind of out there and they want to see how they feel.
Sure.
But everyone's trying to solve for something.
Right.
So then we pivot from there.
Right. So in other words, it's like this system inside our body, when it gets a little bit more from hemp, it's kind of, from my understanding, is kind of bring it to a normal balance stage, which right? That help regulate
Yeah,
it.
because the endocannabinoid the system in our body is like everything else, right? So over time or age or disease or environment or stress, things start to work right.
Right.
So when, because the compounds in the hemp plant mimic this system. So our bodies make our own cannabinoids, right? That's but when we introduce hemp into our bodies, it's actually it's creating more, it's encouraging it just work the right way. So really it is the truest sense of your own body is working to heal itself. It's kind of nudging itself back to health. But the thing is that, when people are coming to solve this one thing, the nice part about CBD and hemp is that it's actually doing 100 other things that you don't even know about that are good for you other than that one thing. So that's the beauty really of hemp and CBD. And so, yeah.
You feel the last, you have a pretty good reputation for education out there, by the way. Do you feel in the last maybe 6-8 months, CBD portion has been more accepted and people have gotten more and more educated just from word of mouth and so forth, but they still, we find that it's usually I have one issue that they come in for, like you said, sleep or pain or anxiety, and that's what we kind of are starting out with.
Right.
And everyone has to start somewhere, but it's different. Like there's more prevalency, right? You can go to a gas station or a grocery store, wherever, and find it. You can go to a card shop and they've got something on the counter. Yeah. So there's CBD everywhere now. So it's, in some ways, it's, a year and a half ago, it was about like, what the heck is CBD? Now it's like, what does it do? And why can't I buy it over there? And why is it when it's $10 different than when it's $100? So, so it's a little bit of, now you gotta undo some things to learn, like, well, what's the difference? So it's a different kind of education now. Yeah.
So
it's interesting.
Tell me a little bit about why because I try your product. I try a lot of products and I really love your soft gel, because with the chronic fatigue syndrome that I have and the migraine that I have, I feel like the soft gel work better for me than the tincture. Can you explain how different it is between the tincture and the soft gel tablet?
Yep. So they're our favorite product. It's my favorite product. If I had to pick just one thing, I could only sell one thing, it would be that. Just our regular all natural soft gel. So, the tincture, the oil was the first thing out in the whole category. So it's most well known, right? The CBD oil. So the soft gel, our soft gels, not all soft gels, but our soft gels, they're made with really good technology. So the particles that are in the soft gels are broken down into these nanoparticles. So your body is able to absorb more of the CBD than you would with a different kind of ingestible product, or even the oil. So we would say, if you're going to compare like milligrams to milligrams oils to the soft gel, if you say, hey, I've got 25 milligrams of an oil or 25 milligrams in a soft gel, what's the difference? We would say, well, your body will be able to absorb 2 to 4 times more of the CBD with the soft gel than with the oil. So, and because of how it's made, it actually lasts longer. So like through the life of a day, a soft gel can last 10 to 12 hours, where the oils won't last quite that long. Now, some people really like the control of the, and a little more of the immediacy of the oil. So that's important to know.
Right.
Or some people want to use CBD, but they don't want to use it. They want to use it intermittently and not every day.
Right.
So anything that's chronic or you're going to work on every day, like kind of like a vitamin with CBD, we always recommend the soft gel.
So have you seen the difference in terms of, like people who have anxiety problem? Do you feel that using the CBD oil versus CBD soft gel, does the oil give you a faster result if you need like immediate result?
Yeah, so if someone's having like they get panic attacks, would say use the oil, right? Because you're gonna 15 or 20 minutes, maybe 30, kind of depending on the person.
Right.
It'll be effective. Where the soft gels can take an hour, a little bit longer to be really felt in your body. So
that's good info.
Right.
And kind of once you get into using it, then you know yourself and you know the products work, and you can kind of play with it.
Right.
But in general, say these days, I have all the anxiety. Thank goodness there's CBD.
You know, your soft gel with melatonin is like we completely sold out. So probably we'll need to get some more from you.
I'll bring you some. I forgot. Yeah.
But I also want you to explain on, you know, the direction how to use the tincture, because I've heard all kinds of, you know, way to use it, but I really like how you explain it. So you want to touch upon that a little bit?
Sure. Let me just grab a bottle. Sandy's bringing me a bottle. Okay. Okay, so, hey, this is out. Okay, we'll pretend like we don't have people in the store, so our sample, our samples are low.
It's a live show. It's okay.
Right. So, okay, so with the oil, the oil gets you're going to put the oil under your tongue and it gets absorbed actually sublingually, right? So on that soft palate, you're going to hold that oil there because it's actually the CBD. That's how it enters the bloodstream. So you can take the oil, and you put it under your tongue. And when you're really good, you can talk a little bit while you have it there. So it just,
you've been practicing.
Hold it there, right? I know, right? When you're really good, you can kind of do that. Most people, when they're here and they're trying it, I talk while they just, make a face.
So you have to hold it for how long?
So we say, hold it for 2 minutes. And literally I say, go on your phone, set the timer. Because it's a little bit like brushing your teeth. Like when you have the timer on your electric toothbrush, it's 2 minutes is a little bit longer than you think it should be. But really to get the most effect. So it's all about how do you get the most out of what you're spending money on it.
Yeah.
How do you get the most for it? That's really important. So you can hold it there. There's lots of things, most CBD oil is not meant to be put in something or on something. Like it can be fun. It's a nice way, it's a different way to use it. Unless it's water soluble and really meant for that, it's not going to be effective. Or only, 10% of it will be effective. So the most effective way to use a tincture is really hold it under your tongue, let it sit for 2 minutes. You can swish it around and swallow it. If you probably have less than, what you put in left under your tongue, because some of that gets dissolved and it moves around. But that's really how you use oil.
Right.
So you're going to use it topically. Some people are like, oh, use it topically. I'm like, unless it's a massage oil, it's not going to be effective in the ways that
you have the topical salve, and this one is also have been doing really well too at our business for people who have arthritis. Yeah. This is like super effective. Can you touch upon this one a little bit?
Yeah. So we love the salve. So that's our 1,000 milligram 1 ounce jar. So it's this little tiny jar with a really big amount of CBD in it. So it's super effective. So it's beeswax based, has a little bit of eucalyptus and lavender, so it smells good. And all of our products, I should probably mention, are broad spectrum THC free. So it's all 0.0% THC. That's kind of what we're known for in the brain.
Broad spectrum. Can you just, some people don't know the difference between what is broad spectrum?
Yeah, so we would say broad spectrum is whole plant based minus the THC. So the THC is the psychotropic part of the marijuana that gets you high.
Right.
So broad spectrum is whole plant based minus the THC. Full spectrum is whole plant based, including the legal amount of THC. So
perfect. I just want to get that to our audience. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
So just FYI, with CBD product, even though there's a trace of THC, so that our audience know it will not get you high. So you wouldn't
not get you high.
However,
no, it's the legal amount.
Yeah,
right, that's the legal amount. So,
right, but it can show up if, if somebody have the drug test. So for us, when consumer or customers come in and ask for CBD, we also ask them, what type of work they do they require drug tests for their job or not, so we can steer them towards the right product. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Wow, we got a question.
Okay.
Oh, question.
We'll finish with a question. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll go to the next
What
question.
is the most unusual reason someone wanted to use CBD oil?
We'll
ask all three of our guests this, and I bet we'll get some unusual answers.
Am I turning red? I'm actually not turning red. I'm not telling you that one.
Okay. We'll use our imaginations.
Tell you that one. That's a real one. Okay, most unusual.
Okay, before we let you go,
I'll come back to you on that.
Yeah. We before we let you go, we have one more question. You've been in this business for a long time. Tell us about one story of your clients that using CBD or have used CBD, and the story that if somebody asks you like, oh, how should I explain it? Like, I don't want to use the word life-changing because it sounds like infomercial, but like a proud story of your clients that you want to share.
Yeah.
A client's endorsement.
Right.
Yeah.
I know this is the benefit of having a CBD store, because literally like we kind of hear them every day. So here's my one from yesterday. So when we were shutting down, we were just about shutting down the store. So mid-March.
Right.
I helped this guy who's he's local, but he just he's kind of a rough and tough guy. He's a little gruff. He's never used CBD. His wife and daughter have anxiety, and he just kind of ranted off a whole bunch of things. So before everything shuts down, like, give me your stuff. So I gave him like this, 5-minute version of, here's what I'd recommend. Here's how we use it. Feel free to call. Let's connect. That kind of thing. So this week he came. He bought some more stuff. I wasn't here, so he made sure he got a hold of me. But so yesterday we were talking on the phone. I was asking, how's it going? And so he was saying, listen, this is not my thing, right? I mean, he hardly wants to come here to buy this stuff, right? He's like, except my daughter's 17 and she has such high anxiety. She's been on all different kinds of medication and she has a tic. So it's like, it's real for her. It's like physically it manifests itself. And since she's been using, CBD, she has not had one, like no tics. He's like, so I don't even care what it does. So it's just like, we hear that over and over again, where we just get to, like we walk with people, we share in their stories, we help them, we listen, we, cry with them.
Right. That's wonderful though.
But it's great. I mean, this is the beauty of CBD.
Right. And I think that's, part of what we do at our business too, is to help people, to improve the quality of life. And I think, everybody, our body break down stuff differently. Majority of people found really good result from using CBD. And we do have same thing, like the story like you do that you share, and it's like amazing. All right.
Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us, Sandra. And
good.
We'll
to see you.
We'll talk to you soon. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
I'll bring some stuff. Bye.